sure to check out Agelessgeeks for your figures and collectibles. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nation's SH Monsterarts Godzilla, King of the Monsters, King Ghidorah. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at this ginormous box. So we do get this incredibly large box for King Ghidorah, because I know it's a big figure, but the wingspan must be very wide. I've never gotten a box this big from a figure, and just to show you a regular SH Figure Arts box, you can see this is like 6 times the size of this here. So we do get the window right there on the left side of the box. It does say SH Monsterarts in gold. On the top says Monsterverse, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Then we do get a badass image on the center of the box there. On the bottom says Ghidorah 2019. We do get the Tamashii Nation's quality sticker, Tamashii Nation's, and Bandai. And then here is the bottom of the box. We do get a pretty cool image of the figure there. Then we do get the barcode and blah blah blah, so if nobody cares about. Then here is the top of the box. It says King Ghidorah right there. And then the one side here, we do get the continuation of the window. It also says King Ghidorah. Then we do get a cool image of the figure once again. Then the other side of the box here just pretty much says King Ghidorah. And then the back here does have a bunch of pretty cool poses you can get the figure into, along with a couple of his accessories, which I believe are just some stands. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure able to take a closer look at this badass 3-headed dragon that Godzilla kept kicking the crap out of throughout the movie, and Ghidorah kept running away, and Ghidorah did also whoop Godzilla's butt as well. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and the detail on this figure is definitely outstanding. That is the best part to this King Ghidorah from the Godzilla King of the Monsters movie. My main issue, though, you have to connect the wings and the 2 tails, and this wing connects properly. It stays in there. My left wing does not, and it falls off all the time. These pieces stab me 20 times, and it's so freaking annoying. Same thing with the tails. We have ball pegs all throughout them, kind of like the Godzilla tails, but they keep unpegging, and that is also so damn irritating. Sometimes the heads unpeg as well, so that there alone makes this figure so irritating to try to pose around and put in different poses. This was the least amount of fun I've had posing around a figure. It actually was really pissing me off, and that right there is not a good thing when it comes to a figure, so definitely was not happy about that at all. Hopefully everyone doesn't have that issue, and their wings connect properly and their tails do as well, but I have those really irritating issues that makes this figure not fun at all to pose around. But the detail, like I said, definitely the best part to the figure. The 3 head sculpts look fantastic. Really nice job on all 3 of them. We got like a dry brush or something of a like a lighter yellow goldish type color on the horns right there, which look pretty cool. And I just noticed that this horn is broken. Well, it came like that. Like I didn't break it, I know that. It just looks like it broke in the factory and they still threw it on there. So that's something I just noticed, because it's supposed to look like that, not like that. You can definitely tell that broke in the process of being made, but the eyes are all painted looking in the same direction. The snouts look pretty cool. I love just the sculpt to the scales and everything. That looks awesome, man. And it just looks like he's that one main color. We get that dark brown in it here and there throughout the figure. And the insides of the mouths all have the tongue in there, but the tongue is a little crooked on some of them, as you can see right there. So it kind of, I guess, gives them a derpy look when you have the mouth closed right there. But the teeth and the gums and everything look pretty good with the paint and sculpt. And there goes one of the dang tails. But the head sculpts, I think, turned out really nice. The necks look great as well. Like I said, the scales turned out really cool, and I love like these horns going down the back of the neck right there. That looks dope. And this figure is so sharp. These pieces are really sharp, so be extra careful with yours. And I like how the middle-headed dragon has 2 lines of those spikes or horns, while the ones on the side only have the 1, so you can tell he is the leader. Alright, let me connect this real quick. See what I mean? That part just came off as well. The tail just constantly unpegs like that, and it's so annoying. We get little just one shade of some shading right here going down the spine right there, and the back looks good with the sculpt and everything. And the wings look fantastic too. They're just extremely heavy, so it makes the figure very difficult to stand, but he can stand on his own. And where you connect the wings, it blends in really nice with that piece right there. As you can see, the wings, like I said, turned out really nice, and these pieces are really sharp. I got stabbed by these a ton of times, so be careful of that. And you can see we get the shading in the wings as well up here where it connects to the body also. Looks pretty cool. And the torso looks nice. We got a little bit of shading in there as well. The legs look really good. I like the way these scales look. That looks really cool. Got a little bit of shading around his knees, I guess those are? Yeah, those are the knees. And then the feet actually look really nice too. I thought that wing was going to fall off. And the wings are so heavy, you can't really, the joints can't hold them up that well. So that's another issue also. But the feet look really nice. His claws or toenails are pretty cool looking. They're very sharp also, so be careful of that. And we get some really nice sculpt detail on the bottom of them. And his tail, it also looks great. It's just as cool looking as the necks pretty much, as you can see. I love the way the end of details look. I don't know if I put it on properly. Wow, that's sharp. That just stabbed me. That's probably the sharpest part of the figure. Along with the horns or spikes going down the back of the neck right there. And the tail popped off again. See what I mean? How damn annoying that is? And the other part came off, but I love the way the end of the tails look. That looks really, really cool. But I mean, overall, the detail, like I said, definitely the best part to the figure. There is a bunch of issues I do have with mine that drive me freaking crazy and makes me really dislike the figure a lot. So definitely not happy about that at all. And as you can see, he's standing on his own right there. You could use his tails to help balance him along with his legs, and you got to put the wings in certain positions in order to get him to stand on his own. But overall, like I said, the detail turned out fantastic on the figure, and I can't be any more happy with how the detail turned out. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, all we get with King Ghidorah is some stands. So in case you don't want to risk him standing up on his own, you do have some support stands here to go under his wings and under his body. So I'll show you how to use these on the figure right now. Alright, so the way you use these stands with Ghidorah right here, we do have an instruction sheet that is in the box with the figure. So this piece right here rests in between the legs on his genitals. And then we do have the other two pieces, which are supports for the wings right there. And whenever I use this one, it kind of makes him stand up too high and his feet don't reach the ground. It's kind of weird. Maybe I'm not doing it properly, or I have to articulate the legs differently, but it does show you how to do everything. So we do have the longer legs here, which I do not have on, and we do have the shorter legs here, which you do have on. And then this is a ball joint at the top where the clip is. You just unpeg it when you want to swap for the longer peg or the shorter one, and you could put these either like right under the wings to help support it, or you can kind of like clip it onto like the horn piece when you use the longer one there. And then this one, as I said, does rest in between the tail and the legs right there. So you do something like that. But see what I mean? His feet do not touch the ground when I have that on, so I might have to articulate the legs differently or something like that. But if you don't want to risk him falling by not having support stands, they do include it, so you don't have to risk that. So that is everything included with the three-headed dragon. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the measurements of King Ghidorah. For the height of this three-headed golden dragon, to the middle head there, it looks like he's around 10.5 inches tall, and then the wingspan from left to right here is about 25 inches wide. So the wingspan is wide as hell, and I feel like he might be a little too big for the SH Monsterarts Godzilla line, the King of the Monsters one specifically. So let me show you him compared to some other Monsterverse figures. So here he is compared to the Mezco Toys Skull Island King Kong and the SH Monsterarts Godzilla King of the Monsters Godzilla. And if I remember correctly, I don't think Godzilla was this small compared to King Ghidorah. Maybe I'm wrong and he was this small, but I don't remember Godzilla being that small when they first fought in Antarctica. So I'm not sure if Ghidorah is entirely in scale with the SH Monsterarts Godzilla King of the Monsters line, but like I said, I could be wrong. And then here he is compared to the NECA Godzilla King of the Monsters, Mothra, and Rodan. And even Rodan looks way too tiny compared to Ghidorah here. Yeah, I know they're two different toy companies, but the SH Monsterarts versions are pretty much going to be the same size. So I feel like Ghidorah definitely is way too big. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Shenron. And I think these dragons here scale pretty good together. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and you do get some pretty good movement with this King Ghidorah here. The neck articulation and the tail articulation is definitely fantastic. Best points of articulation on the figure. And whoops, I hit the tripod by accident. And the necks and the tails have around 13 points of articulation, I believe. I mean, you could see the really cool types of poses you can get the necks into here, or the heads, or necks and the heads, but you could pose it all around and get the necks and just about any type of poses you really want to. As you can see, you can get them to look all the way up, and you can see all the cool types of poses you can get Ghidorah's necks and heads into. So definitely no issue with the articulation at the heads and the necks there. There is no torso movement, but of course we do have a little bit of movement at the wings. But like I said, the wings are so heavy, you can't, the up and down is pretty much pointless. It's just going to pretty much stay right there. You can move them in about that much and back about that much, which isn't too bad. It would swivel, but the way the wings connect, they connect into the torso right there, so you can't really get them to swivel too much. And then the tails, I feel like this wing's gonna fall off again, my god. The tails have some really nice movement as well. Oh my god, but they just, as I mentioned before, they constantly unpeg, and it's so irritating, just like the right wings. So as I've been saying, it just does not make this figure fun at all, and it makes me just want to throw this figure out my damn window. But you do get some really nice articulation with the tails right there. As you can see how I have them splitting apart. You could have them running parallel, you could have them go down, so you can put them in flying poses if you can get the figure into flying poses. So the tails definitely do have some nice movement. Now for the legs here, you get a nice joint where the leg connects into the... I'm just leaving that wing off for now. You get some nice movement where the leg connects into the torso, so you can get Ghidorah's leg to kick forward that much, and it goes down about that much. So if you want them in like a flight pose, it'll definitely work. And then it does swivel and it pivots as well. Then we do have a single jointed knee. Goes forward about that much, bends back a little more than 90 degrees. It does swivel there, and it can pivot and move all around, because I believe it is a ball peg. And then same thing with this joint at the upper part of the ankle. It does pivot, moves up and down, and does swivel. And then the actual, or the foot, I guess, does have pivot, moves up and down, and also does swivel. So you get some excellent articulation with the this damn wing, with the legs, feet, and the ankles. There we go. But overall, for this being an articulated figure, I think Tamashii Nations did work in the articulation pretty good. It does suck that the wings are too heavy for the joints, so you can't really move them up and down or anything. As I said, my main issue is the tails constantly coming apart and my left wing not properly connecting, so they always come apart, and it's just really annoying trying to pose around the figure. And I also forgot to mention, we do have a hinge at the jaw on all three of the dragons right there. Forgot to go over that actually, but I mean, you can get them in some pretty good poses, and I'm going to show you what poses I was able to get them into right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the SH Monsterarts Godzilla King of the Monsters King Ghidorah. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, it'd I'd have to give it a 6.5. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did get mine from Agelessgeeks, so you can check over at their website at agelessgeeks.com, and don't forget to use codename Daredevil to get yourself 5% off. If you can't find something on the website, I do recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. We do get a dope image of the figure on the center of the box. On the bottom says King Ghidorah 2019. We do get the Tamashii Nation's called Stick. Now for the height of King Ghidorah from head to what? Now for the measurements of King Ghidorah from, damn it, keep messing up what I'm about to say. About 25 inches wide, which is, damn you, I had to hit my tripod, you bastard. Now for the measurements of King Ghidorah for the height from, why do I keep messing up? Damn you. Dragon Ball Shenron, and I think Biwa Uyawa. And not risk him falling if you don't want him standing up on his own, so you should really go all the way up and pretty much get him to look all the way down.